Honestly, up until age 28, I had been in survival mode my whole life. I didn't grow up knowing love. There was a lot of domestic violence in my household, and I was living on the East Coast. I was in North Carolina for a while, and I was dating someone, and I ended up getting pregnant. It was devastating, to say the least. Certainly was not prepared whatsoever, and the father of that child made sure to demand that we don't keep it. I felt alone. I felt really alone. I was physically, mentally, spiritually weak, and it was easy for me to fall prey to those lies. Everyone kind of made it seem like a trend, almost. Like, it's not a big deal. You'll be just fine. A lot of people do it. You won't be alone. It really won't affect you that much, and that's a lie. I think only women that have endured that decision know that that's a lie, as well as wishing there would have been at least one person to tell me to keep it. There was a lot of noise, and none of it was God, because I was choosing that noise. I think as a woman, that is your gift to bear children. So even in those moments of that specialness that you feel as a woman, you also are being tricked to believe, like, no, you can't do this. This was a mistake. He shouldn't have given it to you. You can't do it. Everyone, including the father of that child, no one believed in me either. So the fear of abandonment just clicks in. I remember when I came to the decision, you kind of end up hating yourself. When you make a decision like that, it's really hard to come back from it. I didn't grieve for months. I just did it, and then I just kept it going. Once again, just living in survival mode. I didn't even have that time to grieve. I weighed in more on my life more than my baby's life. I think that was my rock bottom. That's really when you get to know yourself. That's really when you get to know God. That's really when you submit to Him, when you surrender. And I knew in my heart the best thing to do after this is I got to get away from this environment. I need a fresh start. I'm going to go back home. And that's what I did. I made the sacrifice, just me and my dog at the time, and drove 17 hours in this janky car I had then, and I made it work, and I got a job. I do personal training. So I was able to work for a gym here in Liberty. I have a Jesus fish tattoo on my chest. This member approached me and commented on this tattoo and stated he had one as well. And he was just really like, wow, that's so awesome. I have one too, and similarities. I met my soulmate. I met the love of my life, and friendship blossomed very quickly into romance. Then we found out we were pregnant. I found out I was pregnant. So when I found out I was pregnant, of course your first instinct is, all right, make the appointments. Let's get this going. And I, as a trainer, I didn't have insurance. I had to find resources, and of course, once again, the options just circle. It's like, well, what am I going to do? Absolutely, the thought crossed my mind again of my choices. So I sat there in that parking lot and I cried, and I just Googled. And the first thing to pop up was Liberty Women's Clinic. A young lady answered at the desk, and she was so helpful. Like, already at the phone call, there was just automatic hope, automatic help. I told Chris about the appointment and that I wanted him to be there, of course, for our first ultrasound. I was only just, peeking in the door of getting to know him and his daughters, his daughters especially, and them getting to know me. So there was a lot of fear that still came after that. I think it's normal to have that thought come into your mind, what's he going to think? Is this going to be the end of us? I put that full trust in God. I put that full trust in Him before even telling Him. So I sat down, I gave him the gift. He unwrapped it, I'll never forget his face. It was definitely shock and awe, 100%. After it set in, he was very happy. He was very overjoyed. If this man loves me the way he says he will, and does, then he's going to pursue this with me. And that's exactly what happened. There was a safety I never felt before. And that's just how amazing God is, because like this big puzzle piece fitting for us since day one. And that's why choosing our daughter was the easiest choice I've ever made. We got there, it was an afternoon appointment, and from just meeting, the young lady at the front desk, it was just such this joy. It was such like a congratulations, I think for the moment it really sat in was when we did the ultrasound, when we were back there, and I laid back and they performed the ultrasound, and they found her. And I knew in that moment truly that God loves me. God really loves me, because with the decisions I've made, especially giving up my first pregnancy, the enemy wants to fill you with, unworthiness. So I came to this epiphany that he loved me so much that he blessed me again. He blessed me again. If God is this, punishing, judgmental God, that would have never happened. God is a God of love. And he saw my heart, and he knew what I needed. He knew that I'd make a great mom. That's just how he full circles so much of this. But then it gets better. My nurses asked to pray over me. Your nurses asked to pray over you. What? It changed everything. He was confirming, don't worry, this is meant to happen. I'm still here. I'm here right now. I'm with these people, and I'm with you. I walked out of that clinic just on cloud 9. I was ready. What more did I need? To know that I'm not alone. That was everything. It's just amazing what God can turn around, in your life. I was a completely different woman 3 years ago. Completely different, unrecognizable, in fact, and the woman I am today because of how much he has loved me. Now, with God's grace, God's mercy, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a stepmom, I'm confident, I am secure, I'm safe, and I'm pursued. To know that I am the daughter of a king, everything has changed. Everything.